He kōna e purangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
And the dobrão to have two different sounds. Open and close it.
Open and closed.
Yeah. And so there's the berimbau, and actually the berimbau is the big boss of the capoeira. Yeah.
It's iconic, isn't it? It's just absolutely synonymous with capoeira.
Yes, for sure. So you can find drums like that and so many different things. But berimbau, when you see a berimbau,
you know it's capoeira.
You know it's capoeira happening.
There's no guessing there.
Yes, yes.
I'm very curious about this. What is this? It's very cute.
Yeah, it's a caxixi.
Oh, yeah.
So it comes with the berimbau. Yeah. So the berimbau comes with the one that called verga, cabaça, baqueta, and dobrão.
That's just a piece of stone.
Yeah, it's a stone. Could be a metal one as well. Yeah. But in that one I got in the South Island beat. Yeah, I got the one, and I use
a
a special one.
New Zealand touch to it.
Yes.
This is Here Now, and I'm your host and producer, Kadambari Raghukumar. And I'm in the middle of a roda today, a circle of capoeiristas. Now, I've only tried this once in my life, and Leandro Vasquez, who I've known for a while in Auckland, is dead keen on convincing me to join his capoeira club, Abada Capoeira.
Capoeira is a martial art, a Brazilian martial art, yeah. And I think the best definition is a game, because a lot of people say, oh, it's a dance, it's a fight. But I like to use game because for every game you need to understand what you have to do, when, how, yeah? So capoeira involves all of those things.
So yes, it is a game, but it also has some somber roots. It was born as a result of over 300 years of slavery in Brazil, when the enslaved camouflaged self-defense moves with acrobatics and dance-like movements to traditional instruments and music. Today, capoeiristas in Auckland's Abada Capoeira Club are being joined by others who've travelled from Australia for a big induction ceremony, a batizado, a baptism of sorts. For Leandro, whose students are here today, it's a massive day.
This is a baptism and grading ceremony. And normally it's happened once a year. A kind of, it's the ceremony to welcome the new capoeiristas. So it's something that you do once in your life. Yeah, there's no two baptism, only one.
Emotions are running high, and when I look around at the hugs and tears here today, it's easy to see how anticipated this day has been. If you're a new capoeirista, this is essentially a once-in-a-lifetime event. And the cross-section of people here is pretty amazing. Across ages and ethnicities, there are all levels of fitness on display in the roda, the circle.
Some people do more acrobat moves, some people do more fight moves, yeah? It's different style, depends on your body. And everyone can play capoeira. So it's the day that they're gonna be introduced to the capoeira world, so the capoeira community. So that's why we have some capoeiristas from overseas, mestres, mestrandos, professores, instrutores.
So it's a big deal. It's a big thing.
It's a big deal. So it's gonna be the first game in front of the community, the world community capoeira, yeah? So from that day, it's like okay, now you're officially part of the community forever. So we have different colors to measure your improvement and your journey. Yeah, so we had different levels, yeah, and also to use we use that for the hierarchy. Hey, please help me.
Hierarchy.
hierarchy.
Leandro's been in New Zealand since 2019 and he's seen the scene grow quite steadily with Abada Capoeira. He tells me that more Brazilians in Auckland are now taking to the art as a way to connect with their home while all the way in New Zealand. And today, as the stadium fills up, there's a huge turnout from the community, along with a lot of Kiwis as well.
So here is different. I think 50% here is Brazilians. But a lot of people started capoeira here because in Brazil we have so many other things to do. Yeah, and it's not easy to go to capoeira community if you surfer lover or if your group do something different. Yeah, but here people have more contact with Brazilian culture.
So why do you think that is?
I think it's not just Brazilian. I think all people who go to another country and live in another country, it's happened because it's hard to choose what to do here. We have one party or one thing with Brazilian communities. We don't have 10, 15, 50 options per day or per weekend. Yeah, so it's much easier to know someone who practices capoeira here than in Brazil. Capoeira is a really good way to meet people. It's a really good place to meet people. It's a fitness, it's a workout, but also culture, involve music. So it's not a boring exercise. I think some people, even not Brazilian, can feel that, yeah, can realize and come for that.
And the music and instruments play a massive role in capoeira. Leandro's a musician, and he tells me his love for capoeira pretty much started through the music.
People in capoeira they can have the first contact with musical instrument in capoeira, then they become a professional musician. Yeah, so it's not rare to find people like that.
Really?
Yeah, especially in Bahia, south of Brazil. So most of the percussionists who plays with big artists, they started in capoeira. Yeah, so actors, UFC fighters who started in capoeira. Yeah, so I understand and realize that the capoeira is kind of the first gate for so many different options.
He's setting up a class right now and he has all these instruments laid out in front of him, percussions and strings. He needs to set up and tune some of these every lesson, like the stringed instrument, the birimbau.
Need to set up and then take it off the pressure. We have the atabaque, that's how we call the drum. The one.
Atabaque, okay.
Atabaque goes with
What's the significance of those songs? What are you singing about?
There's so many things, especially the old music is about chronic. Can I say chronic? When you're talking about the real life, the things that's happened.
Chronicles, yeah.
Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about capoeira life, talking about what happened in the circle and the class day. And some don't talk much about anything. It's just something that we use a lot. It's la la, la la, just sound. Yeah, stuff like la 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 la. Some songs talking about some old masters, some songs talking about the own group, talking about.
And these are things that you have to learn. If you're learning capoeira, you have to learn the music, you have to learn the songs, as well as the actual moves, right?
Yes,
They're not
actually,
exclusive from each other.
There's a lot of people learning Portuguese because of the capoeira. Because you're teaching Portuguese, most of the things we don't translate, yeah. So, and I met so many capoeiristas who can speak a really good Portuguese. So some of those people just moved to Brazil and spent some time there to understand better, yeah, because it's hard to find those things right in books, in English or something like that.
Music, culture, community, and physical movement. It's a winning formula, clearly. And it's something that got Leandro hooked on capoeira many years ago.
There was a moment that capoeira was really, really popular in Brazil, yeah. And
wait, how many years ago were we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think exactly 30 years ago. Yeah, 1904, 1905, something like that. And so I went to a class with, we started talking about capoeira with some students, some colleagues. And so we found a place close to the place where I used to study. And we went there and started to play capoeira. And here we are.
While it's not particularly easy, one thing about capoeira that makes a real impression of sorts and fills you with this urge to just join the roda and give it a go is that inclusivity and celebration of everybody's efforts.
It's something really nice to watch, not just for people who are just observing, but for us doing that at the moment as well in the circle. It's amazing to see people playing well capoeira. So even if you're not playing, you have fun.
That's Leandro Vasquez talking to me about capoeira and his club, the Abada Capoeira, which actually is represented all across the world in almost 71 different countries. You can find a video of this episode on the RNZ website. That's rnz.co.nz/herenow. You can also follow Here Now on all your favorite podcast platforms on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. My name is Kadambari Raghukumar, and every week I bring you stories featuring people from all around the world who live in New Zealand. Thanks for listening.